road to parenthood looks different for everyone. For those of us who can't have a traditional family, the aim is to strengthen the resolve against society's expectations. As an independent parent, I navigated many hurdles when I embarked on my third-party reproductive journey. This space is intended to bring awareness to those societal stigmas. You're listening to Mothers in Arms. I'm your host, Leslie Lopez. This is episode Kinder Graduation. Graduation season is in full swing. This time we get to celebrate Elyse graduating into kindergarten. She would be reminding me that first she's going to camp and then kindergarten. This transition has me reflecting how I never got to go to camp. This transition has me reflecting on what I can grow out of also. As I reflect on turning 50 this year and the opportunity I still have to relearn and continue learning about all the ways in which I can also transition. Balancing my mom life with my work life and my social life, not to mention the life of relaxation I want to cultivate. I certainly don't always know how to manage it or balance it. Without further ado, let's get into this. I cannot believe that it's almost the end of the year. My toddler is about to graduate. It's graduation season. It's sort of summer kickoff into this next chapter of her life. And it's becoming so emotional for me. She's excited, but for me, I just can't believe how quickly time has gone by, but also at the same time, how has it only been 5.5 years? Since she came into my life, so much has changed. And it really feels like this is a next chapter. It's really been a progression and a beautiful thing to see Elyse embrace this change, embrace her next steps to her next class. I'm so impressed with how she can adapt. She can just walk into a new area and meet new friends, just introduce herself to kids and be like, hey, let's play. Because she is an only child, she's learned to make friends wherever she can with kids because that's our family. But I'm realizing I'm impressed with her and how she's able to insert herself into different situations with children she doesn't know and adapt. And I feel like I need to take a page from her also and adapt to all the changes that are coming for me. I'm having a big birthday this year. I'll be 50. And the differences between myself and the other mom that are in her class, it's a point in my life where I really see them. Everyone's pretty much in their mid-30s or so and have more than one child, or, they're married. They're not my same nationality. We are the only Latina family in her class right now. It is primarily Asian. So the differences are there. And yet I feel like such a part of the infrastructure of how her class is. I've known these kids for the last 4 years, so it really does feel like it's our extended family. And at the end of the day, isn't that what it's all about, is having community, having support, having people that are kind around you and your family, that brighten your day, that go through commonalities with you. And it's okay that they're not my blood, that they're not my same nationality, that we don't live in the same block. All these things, right? As much as they're being highlighted, I'm also saying how proud I am of how far we've come, Elyse and I, on our own. I'm also aware of how hard it's been. When I talk about how hard it is, how I struggle with all the energy it takes to have a 5-year-old, right? She just wants to play all the time. Can we play hide and go seek? Can we play tag? Can we jump and run? And it's like a constant energizer bunny, my little Scorpio. And it's a beautiful thing, right? But do I have that kind of energy? Sometimes, because I feel inundated with my responsibilities to keep a roof over our head, get her to where she needs to go on time, to get myself where I need to be on time, et cetera, right? All these things that we have to do. It's a big challenge. I don't like rushing through it, pushing through it, not having the time to do it the way I want. It's a sacrifice. And this is when I notice that if I was younger, would it affect me in the same way? Would it bother me in the same way? Would I get as agitated in the same way? Would I be dealing with it in the same way? Does my temper now differ than when I was in my mid 20s or even my mid 30s? I feel like I don't have the same patience now than I did then. And it is a disservice to my daughter when I don't regulate my anxiety, because there is a lot of anxiety that comes with not being able to be this joyful, playful mom that she wants me to be, and not show her that, I got to get to these emails, or, I got to get to your laundry, or I'm worried about gas, or I'm worried about all the things in the world, right? Everything I'm hearing, like it's shielding her from what the anxiety that's going on in my head. It's not always easy. Justin does help out a lot. He does so much. And I'm not taking that away from him, because he's there. He's present. He plays with her. He does amazing meals for us. He does all the things that you would want in a partner. However, I'm the one that's driving. I'm the one who's like taking her and picking her up. I'm scheduling her classes, her extracurricular classes, her play dates, her visits, the schedule. And at the end of the day, it's different than the way I grew up. I didn't have my parents having weekly mental health or even monthly mental health check-ins. I didn't have play dates with other kids in my class. I didn't have my parents doing a lot of things that we know to do now, right? It's different generation. But just because I didn't have it doesn't mean that I shouldn't want to embrace that now and want to learn new ways, want to just be a better parent, right? Just more than I ever had, more than I ever dreamed. Like, why shouldn't I try and do the best I can with my best foot forward, even though it's not how I grew up? I was talking with my sister about empathy and how did we grow up in a house with empathy? Nothing against my parents, not to knock anybody, right? Everybody grew up differently. But no, we did not. Our parents did not know how to just listen, no comment, hug, support, empathize. That's huge. I struggle with it. I struggle to show that to my daughter, to my boyfriend, even to my friends. I struggle to just be that person without having to feel like I have to give like some words of wisdom or like a sentence to make them feel better. I need to remember that it's enough to just listen, connect, show with my eyes and my heart that I'm listening. And on that note, because I am older, I do think that I want my daughter to be a young mom. I do want her to maximize her fertility health. And we know that women's biological cycles, right? By the time you're 30, what's your egg reserve look like at that point, right? I can't unhear what science is saying to us now. How can we not pay attention? The amount of women trying to conceive after the age of 30, finding out at that point the struggles they have, finding out at that point all the hurdles they'll have to go through in order to make it happen. Why wouldn't I teach my daughter, show her how she can get ahead of all of this when she's younger? No one ever talked to me about the best age to become a parent, or how late, if it might be too late to become a parent. No one ever talked to me about my fertility health, how to get ahead of it, what it meant. I was born with all the eggs I'll ever have. I wasn't going to make any more. I should really consider capturing them at their height. How many kids do you want to have? Like, what is birth control doing to you? Why do I not get periods all the time? These are things I'm going to teach my daughter to take note of, talk to me about. I want her to have every possibility to grow her family, especially since I might not be around to see my grandchildren as much as that It hurts to say, but it might be the case. If she decides that she doesn't want to have a child until she's in her 30s, and that might be my case. But that doesn't mean like I'm a bad person because I had kids late in life, right? That doesn't mean that I shouldn't get to all the things that everybody else in her class is, you know? So I might be the eldest mom in the group, right, who doesn't know certain things, but that doesn't mean I can't learn them. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to learn them. I think at the end of the day, it's wanting to learn is what's going to make me a better parent. Saying, all right, yeah, I was wrong in that. I don't have that skill set. I don't know how to do that, but I want to learn. That's why I'm here. Justin and I are a team and we find ways to support each other. But support is one thing. Just because you have support, just because I have my parents help me pick her up from school sometimes, or Justin's making dinner for us, like that doesn't take away from how exhausted I can be or how tiring the whole thing can be, how overwhelming the whole thing can be. That doesn't take away from knowing that like I'm not accepting invitations that come to hang out with friends, to go to a learning webinar or to go to a sound bath or go to a yoga class at like 6 p.m. God forbid I cut into my time that I'm supposed to be with my family. There's a lot of pressure there of needing to be around for after school. And if I'm not there every day, then I'm missing out. I don't feel like I'm missing out if I did homework one day and I didn't do it the next day. Does that make me a bad parent? Like, why should it be that way? It's okay if it's not me every night. It's okay. There's a lot of pressure there with, oh, a babysitter did it, or oh, it takes a village, right? It takes a village. And of course, I worry about, is she putting on the lotion right? Is she brushing her teeth correctly? Like all those little things. But at the end of the day, my goodness, that's a lot of worrying. That's a lot of, on my head, it's like this rotating worry wheel. And that's part of it also is, did I worry this much in my 20s? I don't think so. I don't remember these big life problems, the big life issues back then. I definitely had them, just in different ways. I've been talking about my worries as a parent on social media a little bit, actually typing them. Gotta love the ads that social media picks up, right? From me saying I struggled with being a mom, for me to say that I struggle in my day, you know, that it is hard to be a mom. Suddenly I'm getting these ads about, you know, this like monster mentality that I need to seriously curb. I mean, it's been maximized. It's crazy, these ads. Like I literally reported it. Like it was, had nightmares about it. I'm not a monster. Even though my words on paper, they may sound, just because I struggle, that doesn't make me a monster mom. Balancing my anxiety and my responsibilities, that's my responsibility. It's nobody else's. It's certainly not my daughter's or my boyfriend's. So if I cannot start my day on a calm page, of course I'm setting up for failure with my family. If I can't start the day, get us out the door without pulling back on my frustrations or anxiety to get out the door, responsibilities, then I'm definitely not doing a good job. If I can show that I can start the day on a positive, calm note, then so will my toddler. Admittedly, I don't do it all the time. And so into her tween years, and I certainly don't want her to communicate with screams or cries. Finding ways to keep my nerves at bay, to not let outside noise come into my calm sanctuary here. I'm learning it's more than just breathing. It's more than just squeezing my hands. It's more than just listening to my app or tapping into my mental health app. There's so many things that I'm learning now. If I don't catch it this way, catch it this way. And I'll add the links of these apps also, by the way, in case you're interested. But lately, I've been fascinated with the sky and the clouds and the stars and how I can just look up And that's my calm. I can get calm from there if I just take my focus to the sky, exhale there, put my hand on my belly and feel my core, look up at the sky and connect with my breath. That really is what I'm finding is a good one for me personally. It's a combination of visual, physical, and emotional, right? It's the only way lately that I could get out of whatever frustration is happening in front of me and just calm it down. I've been trying to show Elyse how to do this. And it's challenging, right? She can do it for a little bit. It's always with a bit of a joke. And so catching that, like, how can I foster her silliness, not silliness, how can I foster her giggles, her playfulness? That's at the end of the day, that's who she is right now, right? That's what she wants to do. I'm not trying to take that away from her, but if I need her to focus, then that side of her needs to simmer for a minute. And I'm playing with that right now, clearly, simmering the emotions, simmering the anxiety, simmering this change, these next steps, the new class, the new camp, and this family that we have been a part of. Now we're going to move on to new friends, new strangers that are going to be friends. We'll have to be calm together in order to make it happen. In order to be successful, I want to support her in the best way that I can. And I won't be able to do that if I'm stressing. If it's a big challenge to be a parent in the best light that I can be. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to do it. It doesn't mean that I can't do it. It doesn't mean I'm throwing in the towel or, I need 24/7 life coach by me. It's okay to say that it's a challenge. It's okay to say that it's hard and that I made mistakes, right? Even if I have no one to share that with right now, but this laptop, it almost makes me feel just a lot more real with myself to admit that I falter, to admit that I didn't do the right thing, And Elyse is so good at saying, we can turn this around, Mom. We're going to start again. Let's do it again and get that coin at the end of the day. Her little gift if she had a good positive day. I do want to get my coin with Elyse. I want to finish the day knowing that I didn't unload baggage onto her, that I kept my baggage at bay. That is all the time we have for today. Liking the episode on whichever platform you're on really goes a long way to getting us heard. You can check out more of these and similar stories on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok at mothersinarms.pod. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.